Hello, everybody. Today we'll be talking about the New York Rangers and whether or not they will take the next step this season. Now, before we start, I just wanted to say I didn't plan for the Rangers to be the team I was previewing on 9/11, but it happened. And for Rangers fans, maybe this video will help make today a little bit easier because we all know what happened 20 years ago. It was terrible. But hopefully, again, this video can make today a little bit easier for some people. Now, let's talk about the Rangers. So, the Rangers are a team that I bought way too much into last year, and they didn't make the playoffs, much to my surprise, and I think a pretty good amount of people. However, I still think this team is built for success in the coming years, but they have to live up to their potential, and they've got a lot of potential. The past 2 years have been really disappointing as they were on pace for 92 points and 88 points in those seasons. Yes, 2 years ago was considered a success for them, but I don't consider it successful because they were swept by the Hurricanes in the qualifying round. It was pretty disappointing in my eyes. Then this year happened, and it was kind of a downer because things just didn't go their way as they went 27, 23, and 6 and finished 5th in their division. The reality is this team should be living up to their enormous potential this year, and they have to prove it. I know there was some drama from last year. You had the DeAngelo drama. There was just a lot of things going on. But with the roster they have, excuses aren't going to go a long way in front of the New York media anymore. This team has got a lot of big-name players, and they've shown that they can win before. But they have to start executing normally, and they have to actually do this to be taken serious as a playoff threat. We've heard before from the players that they want to win. They want to go to the playoffs. They want to win the Stanley Cup. That is great, but do it because you certainly have the talent to at the very least, go to the playoffs. Now, I know their time is coming because as a neutral person, I watched them. But let me tell you, even though I'm not a Rangers fan, there are some nights I watch the Rangers and I just want to pull my hair out because you know that they have potential, but then they have some stinkers. Now, a big part of the thing that I think will be them being successful going forward and making the playoffs could be these two young high draft picks, that being Alexi Lafreniere and then Kaapo Kakko. Now, Lafreniere was selected first overall in the 2020 draft, and Kakko was selected second in the 2019 draft. And I'm sad to say it, but it's been kind of disappointing, especially for Kaapo Kakko so far. And it has been limited for them in their playing time for different reasons. But it has been a little disappointing. Now, Alexi will probably take that step forward this year. I imagine his offensive game will continue to grow. If he can just get a little bit better defensively, that'd be fun. Now, Kaapo's game has got me worried because his offensive game isn't there yet. And I know it takes time to develop, but right now it's freaking me out. Now, his defensive game was much, much better compared to his rookie year. But being a second overall pick, people don't just say, wow, I hope you're a great lockdown defender. They say, we need you to be a two-way player or at least a dominant offensive player because a lot of people think it's more valuable on the other end of the ice. But coming into his third year, we could really start to see people say he is a bust. Now, I'm certainly not going to give up on these players just yet, especially Lafreniere, but I think that these two players could be the difference between the Rangers, having another disappointing year or them winning the Metro. I think that they could provide that much impact. We'll have to see how things work out as well in the hockey world, but of course, we'll also get a chance to focus on Vitaly Kravtsov, who is the 9th overall pick from the 2018 draft. And the Rangers, I believe he played under 20 games this past year. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Now, moving on to the last and most potentially exciting topic, that is the possibility of a Jack Eichel trade. And this could be huge for the boys in blue, as this has been a hypothetical for a lifetime, but the Rangers are a team that has the assets to make this happen. Especially with some of the young and promising players they have on the roster, they could use that as bait for the rebuilding Sabres. Especially the fact that you have Alexander Georgiev, who wants to be traded to get starts. That could be a really big thing for the Buffalo Sabres. You're also going to have to think about this. They're going to want players and picks, and there's going to be some people that say this is too much. But a lot of people have said Mika Zibanejad is probably going to have to go over in the trade. He is probably going to have to be that guy that is the key to this trade to go down, the pot sweetener, if you will. And he probably will be traded if this happens. When you want to get Eichel, you have to do it, and it's going to come at a big cost. He is not even 25. Yes, he is hurt, but he is one of the best players in the game. And I'm looking at this. New York wants to go on a different level, get a guy that is next level talent, and get him to be part of this New York frenzy, this New York media. They would love it to bits and pieces. And yeah, would it be a lot to give up in a trade for Eichel? Yes. But you would be going to that next step. You would have one of the best players in the game. Then you have Panarin. I mean, come on. It just makes sense. So, with all that being said, do I think that the Rangers, the New York Rangers, will take the step the next year, this upcoming year? Will they do it? Yes, I do think they will. Just like me being wrong about Philly, I am going to buy into the Rangers again. I said for Philly last year, they're going to be good. They had their struggles. But this year I said I think I'm going to buy into them, and I'm going to do that here with the Rangers as well. Personally, I think regardless of whether or not they get Eichel or not, the Rangers have to have this goal. They have to say, we are not only going to make the playoffs, but we are going to win a round, maybe even two. That has to be a set in stone. They got to win at least one round this year. And this is the type of team I truly believe I wouldn't be shocked, and you shouldn't be shocked too, if they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, because I think they are that good. Now, on paper, they are really good. And we know that being good on paper is one thing and being good out on the ice are completely different things. We're going to have to see if New York can take it from paper to the ice this year. Now, what do you think? Do you think the Rangers will take a step forward this year? Or do you think they won't? Let me know down below. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you notice this little fall stuff, my wife just really likes the holidays. I do too, so she set it up here while I was at work. Anyway, everybody stay safe. Have a great night. You can love hockey, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.